CISO's role is getting a big change, especially transforming from a technology-centric role to being a more business risk-centric role now. The CISOs are expected to sort of build a risk-aware culture within the organization, which which was not the case earlier. I mean, earlier the IT security heads were expected to sort of secure technology, secure the systems, but I think it's taking a big transformation, just like the way the IT manager's role or the CFO's role changed. I think we are almost at the same stage where at this crossroads, you expect it to be more like a business risk advisor than being a techie within the organization. I guess the CISO's role is much wider than what typically a security head used to handle earlier. I mean, today a CISO is expected to sort of be aware of the different business risks that you have, be it technology risk or be it risks related to the business opportunities that you would be losing if you are compromised with your security issues, or things like also like business failing to deliver the services on time, which is mainly related to the business continuity and disaster recovery. So I think this role is getting much wider, and I think we are still at a phase where companies are learning about how exactly this role has to be positioned, and should this be one role or should this be multiple roles. That's one of the reasons why you see CISOs, you see risk officers, chief privacy officers. I think we are still at a stage where we are learning from the different experiences of either something that's happening within the organization or from our peers. I think that's one part which, at least in this region, has been pretty clear. The physical security has always been a separate unit, probably who's working very closely with the legal enforcement agencies such as the police and so on. So the physical security is always a separate thing. But yes, what do we make sure is to have the right set of policies which are related to physical security in place, and if they are missing, probably work with the physical security team to put these policies in place, because there are a lot of compliance requirements that you have from the government from a physical security point of view. I think one of the key challenges that I see as a CISO, that every CISO in this region around the world has to embrace, is being more proactive, not just in identifying the risks to the organization, being more proactive in embedding the security within the business services and the business processes. I think yes, that would be a very challenging thing, because security as such is not seen playing a role at the early stages of either building a service or building a product. So that's something that I think the security guys have to start interacting with the key stakeholders and build that relationship and put them into a comfort zone where they try to say that with security you can expedite the process rather than be a showstopper. I think one of the good things that you can do today with security is, especially with the online businesses and especially with the revenue streams coming from the technology point of view, you could actually show the opportunities that the business could use by offering secure services to customers. I think one of the most appreciated thing that you see around now is the Dubai Smart Government. I mean, with the Dubai Smart Government, you would see that a lot more services would be offered online, and the amount of time and the amount of effort that you would save to actually avail these services would be much lesser than the past. So I think things like this could also be offered at the commercial entities. You see a lot of banks offering more online services. You see a lot of commercial entities offering more online services. Probably if your company is not into having too many online services, you could be the guy who shows the opportunities to the business, because all the time the security is looked as a defense mechanism, but no, it's not just about risks, it's also showing them what opportunities could be availed using a better security or better secure service. I think one of the most important things, looking at the current attack landscape and looking at the economic downturn that's happened in the past few years, one of the most important thing is the understanding of the business is very important. Yes, the understanding of technology would help, but there are other people within your teams who are experts in technology. So what you would need as a CISO is to be a very business-centric person, to understand the business risks, to understand what the management wants, and to be able to escalate only the matters that are of interest to the management. Of course, you cannot go with the petty issues to the management, because they wouldn't spare much time for you. You would rather highlight the key risks that would sort of impact the opportunities and the revenue streams that could actually catch the ear of the management.
you.